Hello guys and welcome to another Tech Fusion video. My name is Alex, same as always here on the channel, and today we're going to be tackling the question of is it wiser and better to go ahead and make your own PC in 2022, or does it make more financial sense to just buy a laptop? In both of these cases, we are going to be talking about what are the advantages of some platforms versus what are the advantages or disadvantages of other platforms. And definitely by the end of this video, what I would like is for you to know exactly, depending on your use case, which platform is best to go with. There is no questions about it that the PC is still the king of upgradeability, and it should make more financial sense to you depending on where you are in the world and what you are looking for. You can definitely cheap out a little bit more right now in the terms of not getting the greatest graphics cards, for instance, or maybe the greatest SSD or M.2 drive, or maybe even the fastest or the biggest RAM capacity that you can find out there. But that doesn't mean that you don't have this option later down the line, as long as you stick to the hardware limitation of the motherboard that you have chosen. By limiting factors on any PC, this goes along for laptops as well, but mostly for PCs because these are more upgradable than laptops. Don't cheap out on the motherboard because that is going to definitely limit your capabilities down the line in terms of upgrades. For instance, this is a older generation AM4. It takes in the Zen 2 architecture from Ryzen. Right now I have Ryzen 3900X in there, and it can take the highest CPU that it can take is actually the 5950X. But if I would like to go to the new Ryzen Zen 3 architecture right now, I will have to swap out the motherboard because this is using the AM4 socket and that one uses the AM5. And not only that, but the DDR standard is also different. So the SODIMMs in here don't fit on that one because that's the DDR5 and this is just DDR4. Other than the motherboard, you can go ahead and swap out by yourself any other component that you see right here. You can swap out the case, you can swap out the fans, the GPU, the CPU, the SSD, the M.2, the RAM itself. It doesn't make any sort of difference. As long as it makes financial sense for you and you find the right hardware for you and your budget, then that's definitely doable with a PC, and it will always be doable with a PC in comparison to a laptop that is going to get you stuck with that laptop and that generation of components that it has in there for as long as it makes sense for you to use them before you can or should buy another laptop and get rid of the old one. So this PC has another advantage over a laptop, and this is definitely its noise levels. I mean, just take a listen to the noise level of this PC running this game for the past 20 minutes and well, check it out for yourself. I'll take off my lavalier mic right here and I'll put it up to the case and you can have a listen. This is the obvious advantage I was talking about. I can barely hear this PC and I'm less than an arm reach away from the case itself, and I cannot hear this case right here. So imagine if I stick this under the desk, then definitely you won't be able to hear anything regardless of what you do on this PC. Speaking of obvious caveats with a PC, let's see. Oh yeah, this is not going anywhere. So portability with a PC is definitely out of the question anytime soon. What about this little guy here? Let's see. What is it, little one? You want to go somewhere? Okay, let's go. Oh wow, that's easy, huh? So now it's time that we talk about the laptop. In this case right here, we have the Legion 5. This doesn't really matter. This is a more gaming-oriented laptop. But yeah, this is quite easy to carry around, although it has some weight to it, it being a gaming design and of course with some better thermals in mind. But definitely there are other options out there, so if you just want to lightly browse the internet, you can go ahead and find lighter laptops that you can carry around with you. So this is the obvious advantage that a laptop has. So, what I want to point out with some of the disadvantages with owning a laptop. First of all, this is a newer generation laptop right here. This is the Legion 5. I'm not going to open this one up, but as you can see straight out, you don't have any sort of access to any of the internals of the PC, or I should say the laptop, unless you open up this back cover right here, which in some cases have tamper-proof stickers on the screws, so you might even lose your warranty if you go ahead and open up the back in order to upgrade the RAM or maybe introduce another M.2 drive in there. While on older laptops like this Sony Vaio right here, although it's from well 10 ages ago, It is definitely better and more thought out to the end consumer. For instance, you don't have to remove the back cover in order to access the most important internals of this laptop. So in the process, you're not going to avoid anything by just swapping out parts by yourself. For instance, the battery inaccessible on this one, unless you open up the back cover. The back cover on this, it has a nimble, short and easy to release battery right here. If the battery is dead on this laptop, you go ahead, you can purchase a new one, put it in there, and that's it. Not possible on today's laptop. Second of all, let's see. Now moving on to the second door that we have here accessible on this laptop. There's two different screws. I've already went ahead and opened up this bay right here. And if you remove it, you can easily find access to your 2.5-inch drive. So there are a bunch of screws. I've already taken these out. I've been on this laptop a few hundred times by now. And yeah, there you go. One little move and you can remove it and swap it out by yourself with a bigger hard drive if you need, or maybe if you have a hard disk that has failed on you, you can definitely do so and swap it out in about 5 minutes time without having to open up the entire laptop in order to do so. Or maybe in modern laptops you don't even have the capability of swapping out certain parts because they're soldered in the motherboard. And behind door number 3 with this older generation laptop, what we have right here, I'll need this little pry bar here or this little prier. And let's open it up. There we go. And you have access to your RAM, just like so. Very easy, and well, everybody can do it if you have the right components and the right tools to open up these little doors right here. You can definitely do some maintenance on your laptop by yourself or some upgrades without having to tear the whole laptop down just to see that there are some components which are being soldered on the motherboard. Right, so this is one definite drawback of any modern laptops nowadays, because as you can see in the past it used to be quite modular, while nowadays you definitely have to open up a certain laptop and maybe well, come to the odd or strange conclusion that you actually have to tear it down before you can even access the back of it. And once you do access the back of it, maybe certain parts that you were hoping that you can upgrade by yourself are not actually accessible because there are certain components which are soldered on. I do have another example right here. So this is a MacBook Pro from 2014, and I will actually show you what a laptop that is basically unserviceable looks like. So let's go ahead and close it and open it up from the back and see exactly what we are working with, or how a laptop that has no certain or actually no way for you to upgrade it looks like. And well, this is definitely something that you should be avoiding unless you're very certain you want to be stuck with a laptop for the next I don't know, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, depending on how much financial sense it makes to you to keep a laptop. So first of all, on this MacBook right here, they use something that is proprietary, or I should say they're trying to make it very hard for you to access your own laptop's internal. I don't agree with the way they're doing things, but they're doing good laptops, not for gaming anyway. But yeah, yeah, this is the star of the show right here. It is a very small, if my camera would focus, a very small pentalobe screw. So yeah, this is how basically Apple is trying to screw you unless you have the right bits. I went ahead and bought some of this iFixit kit because it's very good. Yeah, they're definitely trying to make it hard for you to even access the back of your laptop before you can take a look at the internals. So yeah, I'll take this back cover off and let's see what we are dealing with inside. Ta-da! Now the big reveal of this laptop right here. Let's see. Oh my god, a lot of dust. Of course there's a lot of dust because I haven't had the chance to actually clean it up for you guys beforehand. But anyway, let's take a look at what we have in here. So this is the MacBook Pro right here. It's ages ago that I've bought this. I said before, this is a 2014 model. And well, this is my own tape right here. Of course, the original tape went ahead and got disintegrated ages ago. And I've lost a screw during the years. But this laptop works quite fine, even though you can't really do anything other than maybe replace your own battery, because you can order these battery cells and actually replace them by yourself. But first you have to remove the cover. And the only other thing that is replaceable in this laptop is the M.2 drive right here. But this is actually replaceable-ish. I will show you in a second. First of all, one screw, pentalobe screw, not the same screw that you open up the laptop with, so you need a different bit. Yay, this one does the trick. So, not to lose the screw there. And now you can go ahead and pop this guy out. There we go. M.2 drive, this is a 256 Samsung drive that is made especially for Apple. I will show you that there is a difference here, so you can't just really stick in any other M.2 drive in this Apple, because, well, you have to be Apple in order to get certain M.2 drives. There are adapters and stuff that you can actually plug in, but I will show you the difference between an Apple M.2 drive and a regular M.2 drive that you can actually put in other laptops or a PC. Right, so now it's time for me to show you the difference between an M.2 drive that actually can be fitted and get, well, you can get this off the shelf and install it into any other sort of branding of laptops and PCs, and the one that, well, it's made specifically for Apple. This is also a Samsung drive. This is the 980 Pro 2TB Samsung drive right here, and this is the 256GB Samsung M.2 drive right here. They're more or less the same length. This doesn't really matter or affects its performance. The problem is the connection. As you can see, with the pins right here, they don't quite line up. See where the hole is for a regular M.2 drive, and see where the hole is for the other type of M.2 drive? Well, yeah, they don't match up. So, nope, this won't go in anywhere. So I can't take this drive, which is an upgraded drive, and install it in the place of the other drive. As you can see, they don't match up. So I hope that I'm making myself clear here. The holes don't line up, so you can't really install this drive into this machine right here. Not even vice versa. The holes don't line up because it isn't meant to go in. This one is proprietary for Apple, so that's why Apple has you buy these for overpriced. Of course they're overpriced. They're gonna pay you or tax you the Apple charge. So yeah, if you want to upgrade your own drive, you can definitely do so on some machines from Apple. But in order to do it, you actually have to pay a lot more because, well, Apple. So guys, with all of this out of the way, I do hope now you have a better understanding of what's happening with a laptop and definitely how affected you might be with upgradability down the line. Because definitely some of the laptop manufacturers don't want you to get in there at all. And even if you do get in there, there's not much you can do because you can't really buy the parts that you need, or maybe you're forced to buy the parts that you need from them specifically, which makes them, of course, being much more expensive than a traditional hardware. Or maybe in some of them you just can't do anything. Like in the case of this MacBook right here that I didn't show you, the RAM is not even upgradable. It's soldered onto the motherboard. So yeah, this is definitely one thing to keep in mind because this is one big disadvantage of a laptop over a traditional PC. But depending on the use case, you can definitely take the right decision for yourself, because if you need to be on the go and you need to have a computing power with you all the time, then definitely a laptop is the way to go. The only thing to now decide is if you need a gaming laptop or something maybe lighter and maybe cheaper than a gaming laptop for your specific needs. Guys, if you feel like you've learned anything in this video today, we'll definitely appreciate your time by hitting that subscribe button and maybe that notification bell as long as you are there, just not to miss any future videos from our channel. And stick around and see you guys in the next one. Thank you.